Okay.
If I made enough Ned Rig videos, that's just what works where I live. So that's why you see. You know what's the funny thing? I was reading the comment section of somebody in a podcast a couple months ago, and my name got brought up in the comment section, and they were talking about. It said the only thing that I have in my arsenal is a Ned Rig. I'm gonna give you some factual knowledge here. Factual knowledge is that whatever. I've never cast a check on a Ned Rig ever in any of my fishing. I use it a lot here at home because the water, and if you look around where we're at right now, this is a perfect place to throw a Ned Rig. So I do a lot of videos on it, and it's a cool way to. I like catching fish. When I come out here, like when I'm fishing at home, give me a bite. I don't care if he's big or small. So I end up doing a lot of the videos you guys see on the Ned Rig. So I do have a lot of experience with the bait and the setup. I like to fish it. It's finesse. I like finesse fishing. But the truth, man, I never even, as far as my tournament platforms there, I've never cast a check on the Ned Rig. But one of the things that frustrates you watching this video the most, I know it does because I see y'all anytime I talk about a Ned Rig, it just hangs up so much. Blat, it hangs up. Blat, it hangs up. I'm going to show you. Yes, it does hang up some. But I'm going to show you a couple. Well, actually, it's really just one thing, maybe two things that'll help you not hang up quite as much. Let me tie mine up right quick. Huh? Somebody talking to me? So I throw, when I'm lake, it's crazy. When I'm lake fishing, predominantly a 1/5 ounce Ned Rig head, finesse shrooms head. You can find like my preference on Ned Rig stuff on my website, shopblat.com, as well as a bunch of other tackle, but you can find my setups, the ones that I really like, shopblat.com. 1/5 ounce finesse shrooms, the OG, the original, the one that it started with. That's the one I use the most. All right. So 1/5 ounce finesse shrooms, what I usually use, helps me get it down to the bottom a little better. Now when I'm fishing ponds and rivers, I use different weights. Sometimes I use like the 1/10 ounce, but predominantly I'm going to use this one, 1/5 ounce. All right. And I don't snag that much, y'all. Here's the number one tip. Zoom in on my face real tight right here on this one. This is my number one way. I want you to hear this real good. You got good audio? Check. 1, 2, 3. Number one way to not hang with a Ned Rig. This guy right here that y'all hanging up so much, this little hook, is making you say all these cuss words. This one right here, number one way. All right, listen, good. Get your earphones. If you got earphones, put them in right now because I want you to hear this. All right. Don't throw at snags. I'm not just being a smart butt here, but like one of the whole beauty of a Ned Rig is that you take a bait on the ugliest bank, the most stupidest, just plain Jane, no frills bank, and you can catch fish on those banks. That's what Ned rigging is. So if you're throwing at laydowns with this, bro, you need another bait. You don't need this. You need another rod. That's why you're hanging up a lot of times. All right. So it's not the best bait to throw around wood. Can you catch fish around it? Yes. But what I'm saying is, there's other baits that are more efficient than a Ned Rig when it comes to fishing around wood, laydowns, stumps. There's other baits that you probably should be throwing besides this. That's why you're hanging up. That's why you're using a lot of bad words. But nevertheless, you can do it. So I want to get that out of the way first. Ned rigging is taking a bank that has no structure. It has no laydowns. It's featureless. It doesn't have any cool drops. It doesn't have any, and throwing a bait on it and catching fish on it. It's perfect for tournaments. Because now I'm fishing places that people aren't even looking, right? And so I get to fish for fish that haven't seen as many baits as fish on the pretty banks like what you see behind me. That's what Ned rigging is, okay? What it really, really is, all right? At surface level. But nonetheless, at some point we're gonna have to throw it at a dock. Or maybe it's rocks under the water. And there are a few things that you can do. One in particular that I like to use that helps me not hang. So, of course, at Z-Man, as I mentioned, this is my favorite jig head right here. That one, finesse rooms. Something I always see people talk about is, well, what about an EWG Ned rig head? Well, we got one. It's called finesse bullets. I don't really like this that good. The reason being is, like, look at the hook point deal, line tie. I don't really like to use this one. Nevertheless, like, if you're fishing around grass, fishing around, like, I use the Ned rig in saltwater a lot for trout and so forth. You can catch, like, this won't hang up nearly as bad. Fishing around grass, a little structure like that, I mean, you can see how pretty you can rig this guy, Texas rigged, like that, with the little finesse bullets. You see, it butts up really nice. It's perfect. To me, not enough hook bite for like smallmouth and spotted bass and stuff like. It's just not enough hook bite. I think there's a better option than this. So that's the option that you can use to snag less with a Ned rig. Second option is we have a Ned rig hook with a wire keeper on it. I don't really like that one either. I don't like that. I can't tell you why, but I don't like the wire weed guard deals. For me, finesse fishing and weed guards don't go together. That's like wearing a casual Sunday suit. I don't like it. Like, it's like wearing sneakers and a 3-button suit. The two worlds don't work. Weed guards, finesse fishing. You gonna fish weeds, bro, or you gonna finesse fish? Which one are you gonna do? You know, so that's not my favorite option. All right. So what I do, and I don't know why. Like, this is nothing special. This is nothing you haven't seen before. This is nothing that you can't do. Like, this is nothing that you need to go to a degree. You don't even need to go to tech school. All you need to go to is YouTube, blat University of YouTube, to learn this. All right. What you need is, for this, I just use the regular head, the head that I like to use. And when I want to start throwing at something that's a little snaggy, or I'm starting to snag a little bit too much and I don't even know what I'm snagging in, take the same head and I Texas rig, or rig it like a shaky head. So you got a last tech, so you can get in real tight, or not to get in real tight. You don't have to use it with just a little bit of plastic. That's all I'm gonna do, is that little bit right there, right? And I'll just rig this like a shaky head, man. That's it. Pull it in there, pull it up on there, and watch this. Bop! Stick the keeper, the hook, right back up in the plastic. All right. Now you see, I got a little funky, like he's sagging right there. His pants are sagging. So what I'll do, take a little bit of super glue. I always tell y'all, if you don't know how to use super glue, you're watching the wrong video. You got more to worry about than snagging on lures. Just a little bit. A little bit does a job. And just hold him right there a couple of 2 or 3 seconds. Okay. Oh, fat fingers in the way. Hold it right there a couple of 2 or 3 seconds. The last tech works really good with super glue for whatever reason. I don't know what they did. And that'll fix that little gap in the back. The reason I like that, you see what that looks like? The reason I like this setup better than the EWG setup, look at all that bite I got on my hook. You wrap your lips around that right there and look. Hook gonna pop through. You just got so much bite. What I mean by bite, your hook point is so much farther above your line tie, so you're just gonna prick the fish a lot easier. That's all I do right there. And so I can fish that thing vertical right under the boat and fish it like for spotted bass right under the boat. I can cast it around logs, laydowns, grass, docks, weeds, milfoil, hydrilla, pondweed, trees, cedar trees, pine trees, pignut hickories, poles, picnic tables, power poles, sailboats, rocks. You're gonna hang less with this, all right? That's all you got to do. It's really simple. So everybody out there talking about, man, it's so snaggy. Your number one rule: don't throw it at snags quite as much. If you're throwing around snags, you probably need something else. You need a shaky head, or you need I don't know. You need something else. You don't need to be throwing a Ned rig if you're snagging that much. Secondly, we have some other jig head options. I would recommend that you probably, I like what I told you the best. There's some other options. I like what I told you about the best. You got the wire guard. You got the finesse bullets. I like what I just showed you the best. All right, and just rig it like a shaky head. Flop it over, boop, pop, boop, pop, goom, throw it, and you got the right. I mean, you'll have the setup you need. So throw your Ned rigs around, catch you some fish, have you some fun. That's what I'm gonna do when I'm at the house and I'm fishing. I'm gonna have me some fun. I am going to get bit if I'm gonna go fishing. What's the point, right? Like people are like, oh, it's so therapeutic out here. It's so nice in the trees. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I don't care nothing about them trees over there. I want to catch some bass when I come out here fishing. I can look at the trees in my yard. When I come to the lake, I want to catch some fish. So I throw a Ned rig and catch me some fish.